This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Let's have some fun here. First of all, let's break down some stuff. All right. Let's now that the game is actually over, we can actually talk about the game and talk about a little bit about overall what we saw, and when we talk about the structure of the game, and that's considering it was his first game out. I thought that Mike McDaniel had a solid, it's not a game plan, but a solid presentation. The team and remember, you've got a lot of guys coming off the bench. You've got a lot of guys that aren't going to be on this team. You've got a lot of new faces. And considering that this wasn't one of those games where you had a whole bunch of mistakes, actually. And I thought that was actually cool. So you didn't have your mistakes. So now you're good, right? Overall, Skylar Thompson, you're playing with your third quarterback. Your third quarterback looked pretty effing prepared. Okay? Let's remember the memories and the ghosts of Pat White. I've seen Josh Heupel. I've seen some ugly, ugly stuff. Okay? And Skylar Thompson, for a third-string quarterback, was well prepared for this game. He made a couple mistakes, which he's supposed to make mistakes. He's a young man. He's a seventh-round pick. He's a nice project. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I love what I saw from the kid. I thought he was composed. I thought the line, this has been a sore spot for all of us. Okay, and I'll tell you, there's only one thing that I'm disappointed in with Mike McDaniel today. Can I tell you what it is? He didn't play Connor Williams, and because of the snapping issues, don't play him a lot. But I would have played him for a series or two, just so we can get a couple of live snaps in the game, and you don't need two to play. You don't need a Bridgewater. You only need a snap and block. And he held up Vita Vea this week on one-on-ones. So the blocking part, he's fine. Connor Williams is going to be absolutely fantastic. But I would have played. That's the only thing. If I had to nitpick a little bit on a terrific night by Mike McDaniel, I would say play Connor Williams because he hasn't been clean in the snapping. I would have liked him to just a little live action. Just a little bit. Let him crack a little bit of a sweat. That's what I would have done with him overall. But I love that the team showed some structure. Your third string quarterback was well prepared. Your offensive line, which has been a sore spot, you started to see bright spots. Larnell Coleman looked like he didn't even belong in the league last year. All of a sudden, he's winning one-on-ones against the Bucs. And today, started off a little shaky, but then right away got back on track and had a terrific block and protected Thompson on that touchdown to the right side. That was actually really cool. Solomon Kinley, a guy that's kind of been forgotten. Today was the day of the forgotten man. Lynn Bowden Jr., you're the forgotten man. Whoa, you woke up. Solomon Kinley, forgotten man. Whoa, you woke up. A couple guys that were we were starting to leave them for dead, and those guys kind of resurrected their spots on the team right now. The coaches said, whoa, you see that? You see that guy? And so now we're taking notes. So there you go. Now you've kind of moved up on the reps. You've kind of moved up on the attention. Now maybe they'll rip you a little bit more, because when the coaches aren't ripping you and they don't care about you, it's because they gave up on you. But you start to look around at some of the things that went on, and young players were performing. Young players were getting better. Positions were getting better. And to me, I thought that was actually a really cool thing to see some of these guys that some weren't performing well under prior coaching, offensive line, watching some of these guys maybe start growing up under this coaching staff, maybe even a Lynn Bowden Jr., watching a Skylar Thompson who has, all of a sudden become a nice little find here in the preseason. And I was actually shocked that they gave him the entire game. I thought that was actually a shocker. And then I said, really cool. Because the thing about the Skylar Thompson thing, which again, kudos to Mike McDaniel. What do you get playing Teddy Bridgewater? You risk injury, right? So if this kid's young enough and bright enough and you can trust him enough, you'll play him for the 4 quarters. Well, guess what? They trust him enough. They thought he was bright enough. And clearly he didn't go out there and look like he was completely out of place. He goes out there and he shines. And then another smart move by Mike McDaniel. Why am I going to play Teddy Bridgewater? I need Teddy Bridgewater for the regular season just in case something happens to Tua. Here's an experienced guy that can help keep us afloat. So I already know who the hell Teddy Bridgewater is. I've watched him for years in the league. I don't need to see him in a meaningless preseason game. Let me watch Skylar Thompson. And that was really, really smart. Okay, now you watch Skylar Thompson. So overall, I got to give Mike McDaniel an A-. Okay? I don't give him an A+ only because I wanted Connor to get a couple snaps because I just have not seen enough from Connor on the snapping side to feel good about that. So I need that from Connor. But that's the only thing that I would say that I would knock with Connor would be that. Okay? Now, overall, A-, love it. Okay? I doubt Joe Shad's going to give him an A.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.